All right, we are live, good to go. Welcome back. It is another tabletop day. This days that everybody hates, but I love it. So last we left off, so there was a bit of a shit show. Um, Last time, William and John just they finally the conflict hit a head, and shots were exchanged, uh, mean things were said. They are now enemies, and John, he's going to be off doing some things off camera, and he's kind of got the advantage here. But we're gonna follow the adventures of William today. So Tinfoil's character, and just kind of dealing with the aftermath of what happened, and maybe get some
Of,
things done with him.
of speeding away in the back of a caddy, bleeding out while I duct tape my fucking leg.
Yeah, well, fortunately, you stopped the bleeding, so that's good. You don't have to worry about that, but you only have 2 health left. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah, I know. But this is why I wanted to always have the magic murder bag with me. I fucking knew that duct tape would come in handy.
So, okay, let's review. Like, what do you have on your character? I'm just looking now, and it's okay. You got your revolver, you got your military grade pump action shotgun. You got, of course, your usual things. Your wallet, watch, all that. But then you have your carry bag full of ammo and rope and duct tape and all that. So okay, and you've been using that too to patch yourself up. So
Yep.
okay. And yeah, right now Iris is driving the vehicle to an undisclosed location. So that's where we're at right now in the game. Now,
Okay, just humming along.
yeah, and oh yeah, as for the time, it's roughly around midnight. That's after all the shit show went down, it's roughly midnight. Um, so we're gonna pick things up here with so eventually, as you are just kind of trying not to die in the back of the this wagon. I mean, you're stable, although you do have gunshot wound. But yeah, so Iris is going to be driving, and you're going to go downtown. So downtown, yeah, that wonderful place. There's an old movie theater. It's not the best. It's a little worn. Oh man, I love it. Chat's already kicking in. Yeah, I know, Burn. It's welcome to Thanksgiving tabletop. All right. So you're gonna come up to a movie theater. It's kind of run down, but Iris is going to pull the car over in the back, like kind of like down in the side of the building. There's a little entrance on the side, and she says, "This is it. This is the safe house, as it were."
Is it actually safe, and is it stocked with basic supplies at least?
Well, she says that it has something, but it's also there's this is also where Ellison, you're the one employer that you've met. This is where he's it's kind of his little base of operations here. So they probably need to have a word. He's probably going to want to have a word with you.
Yeah, I would like to have some words with him as well. Uh, but I really need to make a phone call as soon as possible.
All right,
John
well,
really got a good hit on my leg. He must be using
yeah.
hollow points or something. I'm going to need to get patched up more than I know how to do.
Yeah, there's so she says there may be a phone down there, but first they have to get in. So yeah, she's just gonna go to the side door and kind of knock, and after a little while, so okay, roll me a wits and composure real quick. All right, so yeah, like eventually the door is going to open up, and you might recognize a older fat gentleman, a certain security guard you might have worked with some time back. Yeah, it's Arnold. Used to work at the mall, but apparently he's a security guard here now, and he's just kind of answering the. He kind of sees that Iris is at the door, and he kind of he nods and waves her in, and waves you in too, with a little smile on his face.
Well, hello, Arnold.
Yeah,
I didn't know you freelance, bud.
yeah. So Arnold says, it's after the mall shut down, he got this really really nice new gig here. It's pays really well. All they want him to do is just kind of watch his back door, and other than that, he doesn't. It's nothing really to it.
Well, I'm glad for you, Arnold, because unemployment benefits aren't really enough, and I know not everyone has an army pension.
Yeah, he's happy to see you too, and he's just gonna wave you on down. So just continuity there, continuity. But yeah, so okay, like in the back of this place, it's sort of like a little side entrance to the movie theater, and like one hallway goes into the proper theater, but there's another hallway that kind of goes to the side, and it goes down a flight of steps and through another door which is locked, but Iris happens to have the key on her, so that's not an issue. So as you're going down into this place, does William have anything he wants to do or say?
I'd like to roll another wits and composure.
All right, you're gonna notice some things.
Or not.
Yeah, or not. I guess. Well, I guess that that shotgun wound. It's which. Oh yeah, I forgot. So here's the thing: because you're like in the last 3 boxes of your health, you're gonna take a -1 penalty to every roll that you make, because injuries. So
Yeah,
just
I
for
know.
yeah.
It's fun times.
Yeah, that's another thing. You get injured, and well, problems. So okay, yeah.
I'll
So as
remember to
you're,
roll a 5 next time.
yep, yeah, just keeping on it. So okay, like as you're going down in here, it's again, it's just your average movie theater. It's kind of it's a little dark back here, but as you go deeper down, like it's like many flights of stairs. It just keeps going down. This is like beyond basement level here, and yeah, as you kind of get down in here, there's like finally you get to a hallway at the bottom of all these stairs, and I'll let you roll another wits and composure to notice maybe things. We'll see.
Fuck!
All right. Well, I guess we'll just say William. Man, yeah. William is like he's just kind of grabbing his leg, and he's not really he can't really focus too much on the world around him when he's hurting so bad. But yeah, like as you go down this hallway, I mean, just at a cursory glance, you'll notice that hey, there's some bars, like some like jail cells to the sides, and maybe there's some whimpering, groaning, maybe a little torture going on. Who knows? Who knows? Again, you're just focusing in front of you and on your leg so far. But yeah, as you're going down the hallway, I will like as you're getting closer to the end of the hallway, I'll let you do another wits and composure along the way. Time is passing. Just to see what you notice, if anything. Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. It's a good roll. And actually that's almost critical, so I'll go ahead and give you a few things. All right? So in this hallway, like William is just gonna kind of look up a little bit and actually notice what's going on around him. Just focus off of the wound for a second. And so yeah, like there's like jail cells, like kind of like underground jail cells going on, and there's some people chained up in there, like just people, right? You don't know why, but hey, there's people chained up down here, and they don't look too good. Yeah, so you're at the end of the hallway now. You're at the main, like, kind of, it looks like an office door almost. like just someone's office. And Iris says, "This, this is it. This is Ellison's office. So, be on your best behavior."
I will keep that in mind and try not to bleed all over his couch too fucking much.
All right, so okay, like yeah, Iris is gonna go ahead and kind of open the door because it's not locked or anything. And another wits and composure as you enter the room. All right, well, yeah, not the most observant, but what you'll get is that there's a very nice desk in there, and Ellison is sitting at the desk, just kind of doing some paperwork. And oh yeah, hey, there's a guy just chained to the wall, like a really pasty looking guy, just passed out, chained up on the wall. And there's a very nice couch too, in the room, nice potted plant, very nice office. But yeah, so you're in there now, and before Ellison is just kind of motioning to have a seat. He's still just kind of busy working on some things.
Oh, good. I'm just gonna hobble to the couch then and take a fucking seat. Holy shit.
All right, so is there anything that William wants to say or do here first?
I think I'm gonna keep quiet until he says to speak because he doesn't seem like the nicest individual. Plus, I'm sort of fucked up right now.
Yeah, you don't want to be the next guy chained to the wall, basically. So yeah, okay, like you and Iris both have a seat on the couch there, like like it's a waiting room, and eventually Ellison, he's just kind of he's just making notes, scribbling some things on paper. He's got like a typewriter next to him, and eventually kind of settles down and he puts his pen down and he looks up and he looks at you, and then at Iris and he looks a little bit annoyed, and he says, "Well, what brings you two here tonight?"
Well, Mr. Allison, you're I guess you'd call him our teammate and one of your other employees, John. I guess he decided to switch his line of work in a very hostile manner.
Ooh, let me just roll a thing real quick. Okay. So, yeah, Ellison, he kind of rubs his forehead and he looks a little bit, just a little bit annoyed. And he's calmly sitting there, though, and he says, you're referring, John, Iris had told me that there may be some issues with him. We weren't aware that it had gotten that bad. This is a problem. And he's just kind of sitting there thinking and looking between you and Iris. And he's so what he says here is he wants a full report. He wants to know what the hell is going on exactly.
Okay, Mr. Ellison. The first inklings I got after the mall incident of John being maybe a little bit off the reservation or sketchy was when you sent me and Iris to investigate those Easy Rider individuals. We were at a motel looking around for clues, and a very strange, I guess you'd call him hippie individual, pops out of nowhere and knows John and was acting very strangely. And I couldn't really overhear much of the conversation, but I heard one word. I believe it was Mammon.
Oh, yeah, he's already looking like he's already just kind of he's looking very, very frustrated over there. And let me just roll a thing real quick again while you're explaining things to him. Okay. Yeah. He's just kind of like yeah, as he's sitting at his desk, he's holding his pen now, and he's just kind of like got it between his hands, just kind of squeezing at it. And he's looking at you and at Iris, and he's just says, "All right then, go on."
Okay, after we were finished investigating the motel, we eventually get to our objective. And he just decides to sit in the car.
Oh yeah, that. Mm.
And well, me and Iris, we do handle that situation, as I'm sure you know, sir.
Yeah, he nods.
But we come back and wait a day or two. I'm barely healed, and Iris gives me a call saying John gave her a call to meet him at this warehouse. It's very important. So we go there to meet him. And things get really interesting. He has apparently made some new friends. The hippie
Oh,
fellow was there, and
oh.
there was also some crazed redneck there. Not necessarily, that wasn't on John's new team, though, so to speak. He was just a very chance encounter. John's new friend is a Russian fellow that seems a titch unstable and started talking about power shifting and killing all kinds of people and things in this area.
Mm. Okay, so like as you're saying that, so Ellison is just kind of like the moment you start going into that, about the Russian, he just kind of like he's holding his pen, and he's just like the pen, he seems very calm, but like that, he just snaps the pen in half, like ink just all over the place, and he looks right at you, and he says, "Does this Russian have a name?"
Well, sir, he did introduce himself, but in all the melee, and as you can see, I left with a party favor. I don't quite recall his name, sir.
Oh, you're not gonna tell him the name, huh? Ooh, well, yeah. Let's do another little thing here. Okay, so Ellison is going to very slowly kind of put his shattered pen down on the desk, and he's going to stand up and kind of walk around his desk very slowly. He's walking around on the side where there's like, like you all are sitting on the couch on like the left side of the room, and the chained up guy's on the right side, and he kind of walks by the guy who's chained up, who he's not mentioned, like no one is acknowledging the chained up guy in the room. But yeah, he just walks around him very casually, and he kind of stands there in front of the both of you, and he says, "So, you mean to tell me that John is, John this whole time has been in league with the very things we've tasked you all to investigate? That John is, that he's dealing with perhaps other princes' courts, as it were." And he says that as he's looking at Iris, and he looks back at you. He says, "Do I have that right?"
Um, yes, sir. But I would also say I don't know anything about princes, sir. But when me and Iris made our escape after exchanging gunfire, there was a whole bunch of individuals outside that were very much like the people that were at the mall. And when we were driving away, I sort of caught sight of the Russian fellow, and he looked a little bit confused when he was talking to John. I personally think John's playing two sides.
Ooh, ooh. again rolling for a thing. So okay. Ellison just kind of he's just rubbing his chin and kind of pace left and right for a second. He's thinking about all this, and he kind of offhandedly remarks to Iris. He says, this I knew this was going to be problems. I knew there were going to be problems with this. We should have, perhaps Mr. Palmer was correct, and we should have just, we should have terminated both of these employees a long time ago. He's kind of just talking to Iris now, and then he looks over at you, and it looks like he's thinking. He doesn't quite know what to do. He's just standing there sizing you up.
Well, sir, I don't know much about your operation, but I'm not like John, and I like to think I've done good work for you at some sometimes sort of dangerous cost to myself.
Ooh, well, here's where you have to make that manipulation persuasion check with your penalty.
So back to 2 fucking dice. Yay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Low roll hero. The low roll hero. Oh yeah. Keep it going. Keep it going. Oh. Well, you did good. You rolled 2 and you got 2. So okay. You're maybe warming him up a little bit. And he thinks there for a second, and he says, well, if what you're telling me is true, there's some very, very grave matters to attend to here. And you both, you're going to fix this. So yeah, that's the...
I have no problem with that, Mr. Ellison. All I would ask is maybe for a titch more resources and a little bit of downtime. I mean, as soon as we're finished here, sir, with the debrief, I very much need to make a phone call, as I need patched up, but can't really go to a hospital because they'll ask too many questions.
Ooh. I'm rolling for a thing here. Rolling them out. Okay. So, yeah, Ellison, he's kind of thinking there for a second. He's looking down at your gaping leg wound there, and then he looks over at Iris, and he just kind of simply says, why isn't he already on the blood? He's kind of asking her, and she's just kind of sitting there like, just like she's trying to be invisible here, but she's just kind of shrugs and just doesn't really have a good answer for him. And he kind of looks back at you.
I don't know what you mean by that, sir. I do have my own resources, though. I have an old army buddy I can call. Owes me a favor. Get me patched up just fine.
All right. Let's see if you can persuade him real quick. So,
give me 2 dice.
Yeah, give me that 2 dice. So it's a dangerous game when you've only got 2 dice. Okay, you're getting by. You're getting by. So Ellison just kind of he nods, and he says, "Very, very well then. But if we hear anything about this, if we hear any more news from you or otherwise, and we're going to be listening, we're going to be watching from here on out. There may not be time to move. There might not be time to recuperate. And he's looking at Iris, and he's kind of saying, the board is that someone's going to need to tell them. I don't want to be the one to do that. And he's kind of giving Iris a bit of an order to the side. But yeah, so he kind of looks back at you, and he just kind of waves his hand and says, that'll be enough. That'll be enough.
Well, I give him a nod and sort of start hobbling out of the office then.
All right. So Iris is Iris is going to kind of she's just going to say, go on ahead. I'll be a minute here. So she's going to hang back for a little bit and have a private chat with Ellison.
Okay, I'm going to go find that phone.
All right. So yeah, you're gonna have to go back up the way you came into the proper movie theater. But okay, like as you're hobbling back, go ahead and you can do a wit's composure again to maybe notice some things you didn't catch the last time.
Nope.
Oh man, I love it. So, like what I imagine here is just you're just walking by all these critical things. Just nope, don't need to see that. So okay, yeah, you just kind of hobble back along up the back the way you came, and I mean again, it's just just at a glance you might notice that hey, lots of maybe some people and or things just kind of not having a good day in all those little cells off to the side. But hey, that's somebody else's problem. So you just keep going up to the proper movie theater. Arnold kind of smiles and waves. He's just kind of keeping post back towards the entrance of all of this.
Well, I guess I'd ask Arnold where a phone was.
All right. Well, Arnold is going to be helpful because he remembers when you were security guards together, brothers in arms, as it were. So yeah, he's just gonna say that the nearest phone is you can go on into the to the regular the office, the the regular manager's office up here in the theater. It's unlocked. It's all good. He gives you the go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go in, and hopefully there's a chair in there to sit down while I make my phone call.
Yeah, just a cheap little swivel chair.
I'd plop down and pick up the phone and give my old friend Bill a call.
Finally, he comes into play. Like you spent those points on that merit, and finally.
And while we're breaking immersion for a brief moment, I legitimately do not remember the Russian guy's name because I don't know where the fuck my notes are. I think they're in my laptop bag. Fuck.
Nice. I love it. All the technical problems. But okay, well, actually, a little out of character here. So, like, there's actually sort of a thing. So, like, okay, like, when you're in a situation where your character should know something, but the player doesn't know something or they don't remember, you can make like a memory check to see, like, you can roll for it, and if you get a success, like, then I'll just tell you what your character should already know.
I will keep that in mind, and next time have my fucking notes.
Yeah, and there's actually like there's even a merit that you can get called like eidetic memory or something like that, and it's like it basically like automatically you'll succeed at rolls like that. So you never have to remember anything.
I'm usually so good at remembering things, though. God damn it.
I know. So all right then. All right. So okay, let's see. Let me just get some things up here. It's because again it's never really come up before. So let me get Bill's character sheet up here. Okay. So yeah, you're calling your good friend Bill. And yeah, Bill, yeah, it takes a few rings, but eventually a grizzled old man's voice answers the phone, and he just says, who is it? He's not very personable.
Hey, Bill, it's William. It's been a long time.
Oh, yeah, he instantly recognizes your voice, and he's very happy to see you. Yeah, like he hasn't heard from you in quite a while. He doesn't know what's going on with you. He wants to catch up.
Well, Bill, remember when you said you owed me a big favor anytime for some of the things I did for you? I need to call in that favor.
Oh, yeah, he's just kind of he says well, whatever you need, William. I'm good for my word. So he's all too willing to help you out.
Well, I would give him the address of my apartment and say to be there in about 2 or 3 hours.
Okay then. So yeah, he is going to. He's you can kind of hear him maybe doing a little something in the background, but he says, yeah, all right, I'll be on it. Just give me give me a little while. I live out of town. I live out in the woods, but I'll be getting there. So he's gonna be on his way.
Not a problem, man. And do me a favor, bring your full medic bag. I'll see you in a little bit then.
All
And I
right.
tell
So
him bye and hang up.
all right. So man, I love it. Finally, it's coming into play. Like it's I like it when players like out of character here. I like it when people I really like it when people like all those little details they put on their character sheet on creation. I love it when they actually come into play. Like, I mean, it's like with like, for instance, in a way that it doesn't come into play, like with John, he has not made use of his status, tech thing. Like he hasn't made use of any of his nerd stuff the whole time.
Well, it's also like 1984, so
True, but like he basically like he just immediately split away from his office job and all that. He just immediately just Hail Mammon went down the dark side. But all right, so okay, you've made your call, and he Bill will be at your place pretty soon. Well, eventually, a couple hours. So now it's just you sitting in the office, just with your bandaged up, bloody leg, just sitting in the swivel chair. So, what do you want to do here?
well, I'm gonna put in a dip of Red Man, and I'm gonna hobble out into the movie theater proper. So I've got eyes on the door coming up, and I'm gonna wait for Iris to pop back up because I reckon I'm not in any goddamn condition to drive right now.
Yeah, no, your leg is just all the fucked up. But okay, so yeah, like a little bit of time is going to pass. And I'll say like by the time you spent a bit of time down here, but your character has a watch on, so like around 1 a.m. So let me just kind of fix that. Around 1 a.m., which you've just been kind of sitting there waiting for like maybe 15-20 minutes. But eventually Iris comes back up from the basement, the fun torture dungeon, and yeah, she looks at you and she says, Ellison had some words, and I may need to go back to the home office to speak with some higher ups pretty soon. He wasn't too happy, if you couldn't tell, with everything you told him.
Oh, I could tell. And I sort of have a feeling I was lucky to make it out of that office and not end up like that poor sap chained to the wall.
Oh yeah, she kind of again, nobody really acknowledges the guy chained up to the wall or any of that, but she just kind of says she looks down at your leg and she says yeah, Ellison, he wants me to take some extra measures when it comes to your wounds, and also just to make sure that you're a company player. And I told him I would, but I think maybe it's for the best if I don't. She's kind of dancing around the subject.
Well, I think some of what we done already probably plays against some of the rules your employers play by.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to she's pretty open here that she doesn't really she's not a really all that big on the company, but it's all she's got. So she's just gonna play along, but she's not gonna not gonna do anything to you, not tonight anyway.
Well, I suppose that's something.
Yeah,
Can
William.
I get a ride back to my apartment then, Iris? I've got
All right.
an old friend gonna meet me and fix my leg.
All right. Well, she'll agree to that. And she also says, like, after she drops you off, she's gonna have to go back to the home office up in Atlanta. So she's gonna be she might be away from a phone for quite a while.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
she's
you
just
be
laying it out.
careful. Don't let Allison use you as a meat shield too hard. I saw that shit in the army with sergeants taking the brunt of people above them for fucking up. You be careful.
Yeah, she nods, and so for the rest, she kind of gets you back out to the car, and she'll drive you back to your place, which isn't all that far away, since you're in downtown. It's just like it's less than 15 minutes. And okay, so you're back at your apartment. She's just gonna wave you off, and she's got business to attend to. So
I'm going to take, myself and my murder bag and my shotgun bag up the stairs and sort of hobble back to my apartment.
all right. So okay, back to your apartment. It's been a while since you've been there.
Yes,
And
it's very exciting.
yeah, and your apartment is like it's not a very impressive apartment. It's pretty low end. Not as shitty as John's old apartment was before he burned it down, but it's not a great place. So now you're up there, and Bill isn't here yet. It's kind of like it's around like 1, it's around 1:30 now.
Yeah, I reckon it'll take him a while.
Yeah, probably take him another hour to get there.
Well, in that case, I'd unlock it and go in. And as I go in, I'd sort of slip my hand down onto my revolver just to look around. I'd like to roll a wits and composure.
Ah, good thinking. Good thinking. Give me that 5.
Fucking goddamn it, random number, Jesus.
Oh man, and I have to say, like, everyone has been pretty good on the wits composure rolls up until now. But anyway, yeah, you kind of you in your paranoia, you look around the apartment, and of course it's dark, lights are off. It's pretty much just how you left it. There's nothing out of the ordinary. It's your apartment.
Well, I'd set down the murder bags and flip on a light and shut the door behind me.
All right. So you're all good here. So what does William want to do? Does he want to just wait till Bill gets there, or?
I want to go into the kitchen and please say I need to make like a cup of coffee and put fucking bourbon in it.
Yeah, your kitchen is stocked, so you've got the basics to make a good meal.
I just hobble around and make a cup of coffee, put a couple of fucking jiggers of bourbon in it, and then drag a chair so it'll face the door, and grab my murder bag and take the shotgun out.
Nice,
and,
nice.
Prop it up next to me against the chair, sit down and drink my coffee and wait for Bill to show up.
All right. So nice. I love this image I've got in my head. It's perfect. But okay. And hey, look, because you're having a bit of the liquid courage. So alcohol, by the book, it's going to give you a +1 on any social rolls that you make. So just because you got a little bit of that in your system now. But
good to know.
Yeah. Make use of gotta make use of those those drugs and stims, right? So okay. Time will advance. It's gonna be around 2:30 it's pretty uneventful. You sit there for like an hour. Around 2:30, you eventually kind of hear a knocking on the door.
I sort of stand up, grab the shotgun, start hobbling towards the door, and say, "Is that you, Bill?"
All right, yeah. So yeah, Bill just he says, "Yeah, of course it's me. You called me to come over here. What's going on, Will?"
I keep hobbling up to the door, and do I have a peephole?
Yes, you do.
I'd look through the peephole to confirm it is Bill.
Okay, and you don't even have to make a roll because yes, it is. You recognize him. He's just standing there with his bag, looking kind of confused and worried.
Okay, I'd lean the shotgun like next to the door jamb and undo the deadbolts and usher him in.
I just imagine you got like 10 locks on the door. uh, but okay. Yeah, so Bill kind of, he as you open the door, Bill kind of, like, as he starts coming in, he's looking down at your leg and he's like, "Oh, Jesus, Will, what the hell happened?" And he looks at that, and he also sees like the shotgun, and he's like, what the hell's going on?
My being a security guard is very exciting sometimes, Bill. I'll tell you a little bit. I mean, what I can. I don't want to let you in on too much. I'll tell you why you're patching up my leg. I'd usher him all the way in the house and throw the deadbolt in the lock,
All
and
right.
hobble back over to the chair with my shotgun.
Okay, well, let's see. So, all right. So mechanically speaking, like as he gets ready to do that to treat you. So here's the thing. Like even with proper treatment, it takes like 5 hours to get like anything going on your health. Even with proper medical attention. So you're going to be there for a while just to even recover anything. But okay, so like as as Bill is kind of he's getting ready to work on you. He says that he looks at your wound, and he sees that shotgun and the bag. Like he's gonna notice the bag, and he says this don't look like no security guard work. I know you're bullshitting me, Will.
Well, it's not exactly security guard work anymore. It's more of a freelance military advisor, I guess you'd say. Security contractor, maybe. No, I'm not gonna bullshit you too hard, Bill. It's mercenary work.
Oh yeah, he's just gonna give you the look, but he's gonna start patching you up here. So let me make some rolls. Let me figure out his skill here with medicine, and let me get his rolls going, and we'll while we get some narration here, we're gonna patch you up. So let's see. Let me get his dice here. He's got very good medicine skill. This is the right man to call. So let's see.
From as much as I've been able to figure out about my current situation, Bill, and my employers, is there are some very bad people around. I mean, I'm sure you heard about some who went down at the mall here. I'm sure that made the news all over this goddamn region. I was part of that, let us say.
Oh, so let's see. Before he says something, let's just getting some rolls here for the medicine. That magical medicine work here. So let's see. Just gonna calculate some successes. So okay, he yeah, like he looks at you and he's been he clearly looks like someone that's maybe been a little out of the loop on things, but even he's heard like about. He says that even he's heard about the mall, like there was some kind of gas leak, and the whole thing just went up. That's all he heard is like Jesus, you were in there, like that was a while ago. This wound's pretty fresh. Like he's got questions, but he's gonna continue bandaging.
Well, it wasn't so much a gas leak, Bill, as let's say a terrorist attack would be the best way to put it, Bill.
Oh, is so like that piques his interest, and like yeah, he says, while he's bandaging, he says, he's been, he lives, he doesn't even live in town. He lives out in the, like out in the woods around town. He's got his own little, he's got a bunker basically. He's, he knows, he's been suspecting that, the Russians are, they're, eventually they're gonna attack, and he's going into all this like he's definitely a man dealing with his own paranoia. That's what he thinks, maybe you're referring to.
Well, as far as the mall goes, Bill, in that entire clusterfuck, I never did ask anybody what their goddamn nationality was. But for all the bad shit that happened at the mall, me and the other people that were hired by the people I work for stopped something far worse from happening.
So he's got some questions here. He's like worse is like it's oh man, media cover-ups and terrorist attacks. It's like it's got to be a nuke, right? It's some kind of like it's the bombs, right? And he's definitely a very paranoid person. He's your average survivalist, doomsday prepper.
It wasn't a nuke, Bill. Let's just say it was bad. Like I said, I'll tell you what I can, but I really can't let you in on too much. Hell, I'm starting to think my employers may think I know too much.
Ooh, let's see. Let me, there we go. I'm just gonna, so okay, like real quick, mechanically, I've just ticked off 1 point of lethal damage. In total, it's like, about 6 hours are gonna have to go by to patch that up. So like this is like during, after you talk to him and all that. So okay, so he's gonna say here, as he's kind of working on you, he's gonna say well I don't know what's going on here, but it sounds like you're in some deep shit, William, and I don't know what to say here. He basically he seems to want to help out however he can. He's all on board.
Well, I thank you for wanting to help, Bill, and I may take you up on that if you're as well stocked as you say you are. Not at this moment. I've still got some things to work out, and hell, what you're fixing on my leg ain't even my only interesting encounter as of late. And I say that, I sort of lift up my shirt and show off the bandages on my on my stomach.
Oh man, I kind of like, if you think about it now, like out of character, it's like William has been like, oh man, he has been shot before. He's got the leg. I mean, man, he's gonna be rough right now, and his health reflects that. So okay. Yeah, so Bill is he's just shaking his head as as you show all your battle damage, and he just keeps working on you, and he's gonna keep working on you for several hours, like well into the morning. Like it's well into the morning, and daylight's come up, and but he finally, like, he's bandaged you up, and your leg, it's still bad. It's your leg is not doing good, but you're stabilized, and you got like it's sort of like a cast almost. You've sort of got like a makeshift cast on your leg now, but he assures you that should do the job. If you don't get too stressful, it should heal in a couple of, maybe a week or a couple days. We'll see. That's what he's got to say.
We'll see how that plays out, Bill. Thank you for the help.
All right.
If you want to crash on the couch for a couple hours before you head back to your place, that's more than fine by me.
Yeah, he says he'd be more than willing to kind of keep you company, and if you're in as deep a shit as you say you are, he even says, like, maybe you should come back to his bunker, because he's more well prepared.
You know what, Bill? You crash for a couple hours. I'm gonna crash for a couple hours. Let me sleep on that.
All right, so yeah, he takes you up on that. He'll you got a couch, you got a bed, so he'll take the couch. And so okay, like I guess William is going to he's gonna sleep. He's gonna try to sleep off his wounds a little bit more, right?
And sleep on a decision.
Ah, okay. So yeah, we'll go ahead and I'll give this, right? Because you are in a position to receive proper medical attention, and you're getting rest. So I'll go ahead and say you're going to sleep for another another 6 to 8 hours. And I'll go ahead and take off one more point. Like basically you're going to sleep the day away. Like you're just going to sleep the whole day away cuz
I crashed
injuries.
fucking hard. Yeah.
Yeah, but so time's gonna go by, but that'll take another point of lethal off. So you got 4 damage on your health bar, but that's okay. You're slowly working it off. And let me just advance time a little bit. See, it was around 8:30. Yeah, it's around 8:30 in the morning there. So we're gonna keep advancing time. It's basically gonna be around dusk that you finally wake up. So we'll say let's see. We'll go ahead and just say I don't know around 6 o'clock ish p.m. So you finally wake up after crashing hard, and yeah. So there you go. What do you want to do here?
I want to wake up, make coffee, and sit down and have a talk with Bill.
All right, just hobbling out of bed, which I guess like give a quick wits composure, just like what your character notices as you wake up and go about your business, and you don't have that penalty anymore. All right, the luck is back.
You say that now.
All right. So yeah, what you'll notice as you kind of wake up and get out of bed is that Bill has been like you might notice some like I don't know some fresh like patching up, and like it seems like Bill has kind of like through the night he's sort of or through the morning that is, he's sort of been like making sure that nothing's you're not starting to bleed again, and he's taking care of your leg and all that. But Bill, like, it seems like Bill is, he finally just passed out, so he's now finally sleeping on the couch. So you have to wake him up.
I sort of walk over there and nudge him, but I have a cup of coffee for him as well.
All the coffee.
Say, hey, Bill, you want some coffee?
All right, let me just do a little roll for him as he wakes up. Okay. So yeah, he's just gonna like even though you just kind of gently nudged him, he immediately just snaps to attention and like kind of looks around. It's a little bit of that Nom flashback stare, but he's okay. He's okay. And yeah, he kind of looks around, looks at you, and says, "Oh, Will, I didn't think you'd be up for a while. Man, what time is it?" And he looks around, sees the sun's going down now, and yeah, he sees the coffee. He's like, "Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I could go for a cup of that."
Well, I hand him the coffee and say, drink that, Bill. Wake up a little bit, and we'll have a talk.
All right, so yeah, he's gonna take his coffee and start sipping on that, waking up, and just as that's going on, I'm just gonna roll for a thing just on the side. Okay. Well, all right. So yeah, it's just a nice little moment here, and he's sipping on his coffee. You got your leg bandagings on. Yeah, everything. It's a new night. So what do you want to do here?
Well, I'd sit down and ask Bill. You say your place is pretty secure. I mean, that's important, but I don't know. Do you have a family, or are you the only one there?
Oh, let's see. Let's see if you can get like a proper answer out of him. So, roll some of that manipulation persuasion, and I'll say, I'll still give you a little bit of that bourbon bonus. So add a +1 to that.
Yay, back at 3. Watch me bone it anyway.
Well, no, now you have 4, because you don't have the penalty anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you're all liquored up, so you're good to go.
No,
it's kind of weird how like just out of character. It's kind of weird how it seems like there's actually a higher chance of getting a success when you're rolling like 2s and 1s and 2s and all that. But like the higher, like it's like one of those moments when you roll like 10 dice and they're all like 1s. Dice, man.
Plus, with my luck, I don't start rolling high until I'm already fucking bleeding.
Yeah. It's what I love about the dice and the dice pools is man. Like, okay, like I just, as a real quick out of character aside, what I love about dice pools is like what's a little bit different, from something like a D20 is like you can roll like, you can roll 20 dice and they can all fail, right? No matter how big your pool is, there's always that chance you could just completely fail and get nothing. It's great. All right.
Still not as harsh as a D20, dude.
I don't know.
Dice pools, I feel way better about the curve, dude. Believe me. I rolled too many 20s and just got utterly fucked. Like unsavable fucked.
Yeah, oh yeah, the critical fails. I guess it's a little easier to critical fail with the D20. That's the main thing. It's harder to critical fail on this one. So, all right. Okay, so yeah, Bill, he's kind of just settling down to hear what you got to say and all that. But he hears you, but he's just gonna kind of grin and say, "No, I'm doing fine, just fine." He kind of says, he kind of takes a moment to think, and he says, the wife, she left a while back, but that's fine. I'm doing pretty good. She couldn't handle it. But I'm prepared for anything. So he's doing great.
Well, that's not so much what I meant, Bill. What I mean is, your offer to stay, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it real hard. But I don't even really want to endanger you because you were correct in your assessment that I'm into some serious shit at the moment. And if you had a family or anything there, I wouldn't feel right putting them in danger. I mean, you've seen danger, Bill. You're at some level prepared for it. You've been in the shit too. You remember.
Ooh, let's do a little roll for him for something real quick. Okay. Yeah, so he kind of, he sits there kind of remembering. He remembers the shit. And yeah, he says, "No, it's he's going to be there for you." He says so what he says is that his wife left him a while back, and he doesn't have any kids. He's just alone by, all he's got left is his bunker, and he's prepared. So he's got to prepare for something, and this might be it. So he's ready.
And you say it's stocked.
Oh yeah. He's just kind of grinning and saying, "Oh, he's been building this thing for a while. It's a nice little underground basement bunker, and it's got." He's been, so he says, like, he's been preparing for the bombs. He's been preparing for, the bombs to drop, and he's even got a couple of what he managed to get some weapons, and he's basically been preparing for a Red Dawn scenario, essentially.
Well, you know what, Bill? I'm going to take you up on the offer, at least for a couple of days. But when we get out to your place, I'll explain everything to you fully. I'm going to ask you to keep an open mind when we do. But if we're going, we should go very soon.
Ooh, yeah, he's like all he's got with him is his bag, and he's ready. He's ready to go. But let's see, as you're doing that, because I've been doing a little roll for thing. So okay, as you all are kind of talking that over and preparing to go, um, so okay, like go ahead and give me a quick wits and composure, just for something.
Is it still at 6 or?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're no penalties from here on out, unless you get shot again.
Yeah, because that can't happen.
Okay, so like what you're gonna hear as you're just kind of talking to Bill, um, so like in between all of that, you're gonna hear maybe a little bit of you're gonna hear something outside the like just a little something outside your door, just kind of maybe some rustling or some maybe some footsteps. You're not too sure, um, and you swear that there's just this subtle little whispering that you can hear, but you don't really know where that's coming from. And you're just going to hear that as you're talking to Bill.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'd sort of motion at Bill to be quiet for a moment and start walking over towards. Well, I assume since I passed it out, did I pass out with my holster on, or did I take it off and leave it on the chair?
Well, you didn't say you did, so
So
you
yeah,
still
let's
got
say
yeah.
I'm punk rock as fuck then.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw my pistol and sort of flip it around by the barrel and hand it to Bill, and I'm gonna pick up my shotgun.
Oh no, see, no need to even do that because Bill, like as you start to hand that to him, Bill kind of, he leans over to his medicine bag and he kind of rustles around and he pulls out. He's got his own little pistol at the ready. He's always prepared.
I sort of smirk and nod at him and sort of say in a low voice, "If anything happens, aim for the head."
Ooh,
I, I,
eh,
I'd, I'd reholster my revolver then and grab my shotgun from by the chair and start very slowly walking up on the door.
okay. So all right, so you're getting to the door. And again, same holds true. There's a little, maybe some subtle footsteps. You're not too sure, but what are you gonna do at the door? Like, what's you gonna do? What's your plan?
I want to look at the people.
Okay, go ahead and give me a wits and composure. All right. So what you're gonna notice is that there's some people standing there in front of your door. There's like there's a kind of an old woman, just like it looks like some grandma that just just got out of bed. There's someone that looks like they look like maybe one of the local street thugs, just some 80s punk guy. And then there's just like a kid, and they're just just some little boy, and they're just kind of standing there like staring at your door.
Oh fuck! And that's an in character thing, by the way, because fuck,
Yeah, yeah,
I know what this is.
yep.
Um, does my apartment have a fire escape?
Ooh, why don't you go check? Give some of that wits composure, like to maybe go over to your window and see what you got there. Hmm.
Fuck!
No, you so no, like you live you're like on the third floor of this apartment building, and there's no fire escape. It's like it's just straight down to the street. You got nothing.
Okay. Ooh. I sort of motion at Bill to just lower the gun a little bit, but stay ready.
All right.
And
Yeah.
I just want to keep observing them through the peephole for a little bit to see if they're
Okay.
doing anything with their hands or have anything with them.
Yeah. Gotta check and see, right? So, okay, give me another wits composure then. All right, all right. Roll again, but you got a critical success. So anything you want to see, you can see it. So, like, okay, like what you'll notice here is again, this just seems like a random collection of people. Um, it looks like people that were doing something and just like kind of dropped what they were doing and came here. And yeah, they don't have any weapons. They don't have any, no weapons, no guns. Although you can see like the one that looks like a street thug. You can see clearly like a pocket knife kind of sticking out of his pants pocket, but he's just standing there, and they're all just staring at the door. Occasionally they'll like glance around, like kind of look like they're looking around, right? But they don't move. They're not talking. They're just staring.
Okay. I tell Bill to put his gun away in like a low voice and tell him to get his bag packed up. And I would saunter over to my murder bag, put the rest of my stuff in it, and then do I have a fire extinguisher in the kitchen?
Oh, well, okay, so it hasn't been established, but like how I don't know, how much would William, like, would he be the type to be prepared always for a fire?
I want to say, since he was in the army and was a security guard, he might have a small one, but I'm more than willing to leave it up to the dice since he's also sort of a bachelor. And
Ah, yeah. Okay, well, we'll leave it up to the dice then. So like just wits composure to see if you find one. Like let's see if if you remember, it's like, oh right, I don't have one. Okay, okay, let's see. Oh,
oh,
all the dice too much. Oh,
God damn it! I hate how the dice pool works. I hit zero to try to zero, and it doesn't work.
yeah, no, you have to roll. Like when you get roll agains, you have to roll them.
Now it should be clear. Now I'm rolling six. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, you kind of look around and oh hey, look, you do have a fire extinguisher. It's good thing you always fire safety, always be prepared.
Okay. I check it and make sure that it's full up and everything, and then I would put my shotgun like in the murder bag and throw my murder bag over the shoulder, and then
All
I
right.
start walking back towards Bill, and I tell him when I say to undo the deadbolts and everything and throw the door open.
Oh man, I even as the DM, I
Oh,
want to know where this is going.
and when I say run, where are you parked? We have to get to your car as quickly as possible.
All right. So yeah, Bill. So he says he kind of looks at you and he's curious. Like he doesn't really see where this is going, but he says he kind of nods. He'll go along with it anyway, and he says my pickup. I got my pickup right out. It's right out front. Just kind of parked up on the side. This parking's pretty terrible around here, but that's where he's at.
Okay. I'd undo the pin on the fire extinguisher and tell him to queue up at the door. And in what order, since you said there was some generic younger thug, a grandma, and a child,
Yeah.
how old is the child?
Well, since you did so great on your wits composure, like it just looks like they're like maybe like 8 or 9 years old, very young.
So sort of short.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, how are they lined up?
It's like so like kind of all right. They're all side by side. Grandma on the left, thug in the middle, kid on the right.
Okay. I tell Bill to get queued up at the door. have the fire extinguisher raised up at about eye level
All
for the
right.
grandma and the punk rocker.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll give you some aiming bonus here. But let's see where this goes.
And then I tell them to throw open the door.
Okay. So okay, like first thing is I guess okay, I'll have to roll like okay, let's see, like to see if you get the jump on them, right? Like if you surprise them or if they they notice you. Let me go ahead and do some rolls here. Okay, let's see. So let me get their roll. Okay. No counter roll necessary. So like first off, so in order, first thing, you completely surprise them. All right, they don't even see it coming. Now, so we're at that step. So now what do you're aiming at eye level. So I'll give you a +1.
I want to
And
spray them in the eyes to try to blind them, just for long enough for me and Bill to run like fuck.
okay. So all right, let me figure out like to use a fire extinguisher as a weapon. Let me think about this. It's you're shooting with it, so it's going to be dexterity. But it's not a it's I don't know. This is where it gets weird. Is it weaponry or firearms? I don't like. I mean, weaponry is usually not used for. But no, it's not. We'll go with weaponry because weaponry is a pretty vague term. So three. All right, 3 dexterity, 2 weaponry. That's 5. +1 because you're aiming. That's 6. So you've got 6 dice by default to work with here.
Okay. Random number, Jesus, please be kind.
Willpower or not, you just I don't know. It's how important you think the roll is.
Well, my willpower is not reset from last time, and we have a long way to go to his truck, and I don't know who the fuck's outside.
All right then. So give me that 6. All right, 2 successes. So yeah, like I'll say like again because this is a bit of an awkward weapon, but the goal is not to damage. So I will say that yes, you can successfully do this. So yeah, like you spray the fire extinguisher like all over them in their eyes, and they just kind of like again they didn't even see it coming. They all just like they stand there kind of like frozen. They like the moment you open that door, they just like kind of they all like turned and looked at you, but they just couldn't react fast enough. So yeah, like when you spray them in the eyes and the face and all, they just like immediately start kind of clutching at their eyes and like they stumble a little bit. They're feeling it. They're feeling it, and yeah, they're disoriented for the turn.
I'm gonna shout at Bill. It's time to motherfucking run.
All right. So yeah, he's gonna follow you along. He's got his bag. He's got his gun. He's good to go, and he's gonna run behind you.
I'd sort of try to hustle him in front of me, or you lead the way. You know exactly where you're parked, and I should watch your ass.
All right. So because now, okay, fortunately you can move at full speed now. Like even though you got that leg wound, you can move at your normal speed because you're not as nearly as badly injured as you used to be. So you've got normal speed. So how do you want to run? Do you want to go at full speed, like double speed, just running? Or do you want to run and also like be ready to act? How do you want to do that?
Run and be ready to act. I still want to have the fire extinguisher in my hands.
Okay, so basically, so Bill, he's gonna full run ahead of you. So he's gonna get to his truck first. And you're just kind of you're hustling, but you're going down, you're ready for action. And so okay, give me a wits composure as you're going down here, and I'm just gonna do a little roll on the side. Okay. So as you go down past these guys, they're just stumbling in confusion, and like okay, in the hallway, right? In the hallway, there's the only like thing you see of note is there's like a bum. There's just like some bum like kind of crouched in the corner, near the door in. But like otherwise, it's pretty empty around here. As you're going down.
I would, as I'm running by the bum or towards him, getting closer, I just have the fire extinguisher in his general direction. I'm not necessarily going to pull the trigger yet.
All right. Well, let's see. So okay. I'm gonna do some rolls here for things, and then you can do some rolls here for things. Maybe we'll see. So okay. Let me just do a little check here. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. All right. Hmm. Oh wait. Forgot to factor in. Okay, I'll take two. Okay. So yeah, as you're running by this guy, who again just looks like some bum, just kind of like sleeping in the sleeping off some booze in the corner. But as you get close, he immediately like he kind of like he immediately just stares right up at you, and he reaches out and he grabs at your leg. He's basically trying to grapple at you. And yeah, he's successfully grappling you. So um he's kind of holding you there, so like you can't like go, you can't just run past him. um so now it's your turn to act.
Aim shot to the eyes.
So okay, like I didn't factor it in. Well, okay, like this isn't a gun, so it's not gonna like I'm not gonna go by the same rules as a firearm because it's got such a wide spread. um so like you don't have to make the usual like aimed shot penalty. So just yeah, roll just like normal, just like last time.
5 dice, don't let me down.
Yep. All right, doing good. Okay. Well, I will just say that you successfully managed to spray him all over the face, which he's also, he's prone, so he doesn't have any defense against it. And yeah, like he just immediately like, he kind of takes both hands, so he lets go of you, takes both hands and kind of like starts rubbing at his eyes and kind of like, kind of groaning and grumbling. But yeah, like he's also disoriented.
Okay, and uh, I just want to start booking at fucking full speed now.
All right, so yeah, you're easily going to be able to get out of the apartment building, and yeah, Bill is already there. Like his pickup is literally just right outside by the sidewalk, and he's already got it going. He's ready, and I guess give me a wits and composure, just as you're going to the truck. All right, so like as you're getting in the truck, you're gonna notice that there's because sure are a lot of bums just kind of out on the street. It's weird, and they all seem to kind of be looking, glancing up in your direction. Um, but so okay, like you're at the truck, so I'm assuming you want to get in and book it, right? Just not
Oh
waste any
fuck yeah!
time.
I tossed the murder bag in the bed and jumped the fuck in the cab.
All right, yeah. So okay, like yeah, he pulls off, like he starts driving, and let me do a little check here. Let me do a little check on his driving skills. Let's see, he's not the best, but he'll do. So all right, let me do a roll for him. Okay. So yeah, like he successfully and safely peels it the fuck out of there. And as you're leaving, because we'll just go by the wits composure you did last time, you're gonna notice that a lot of people are just kind of like a lot of those bums just kind of get up and they start walking, and like they're all just kind of like a lot of people are just kind of on the sidewalk and even like out in the street, just kind of coming out and slowly walking, just staring at you as you're leaving.
I'd tell Bill to try to avoid them if you can, so we don't make a scene. We really need to get the fuck out of here, though.
Yeah, he's like he's kind of wondering what the hell is going on right now. Like why did you spray that why did you spray those people in the face with the fire extinguisher? What like he doesn't know what's going on.
They were a threat, Bill, but they may not have been fully in control of their faculties. And I don't know if I really want to shoot a grandma and a fucking 10-year-old.
Oh, out of character, that would be a morality check for sure. But okay, let's see. Let me do some rolls here. So like okay, let me do a little roll for him real quick for something. Okay. So yeah, he seems very tense at all of this sudden situation that you're in, and he's thinking like as he's driving, kind of fast, but yeah, he's kind of thinking like he's like what, not in control. It's like wait a minute, you mean oh, it's got to be the Soviets, that satellites, it's some kind of mind control, right? It's I knew it.
God damn it, Bill. We're gonna have a discussion on what this is. You know what? You're probably gonna look at me like people look at you when you talk about Soviet satellites and shit.
Oh man.
It is imperative we get the fuck out of here right now because all these people, they're gonna get fucking crazier and there's gonna get more of them. You get the fuck out of town right now.
All right, so yeah, he again seems confused, but he seems to be sure that he knows what's going on, and yeah, he just kind of he keeps driving again a bit fast, but not like too crazy fast while you're still in town. But time is going by, and let me just kind of make a note. Like it's gonna be around like it's nighttime now, and it's gonna be around like 8 o'clock. So he's driving, and you're out of town now. You've successfully gotten outside of the city limits, and you're going like you're going south out of town down into like you've been this way before actually on the bus. This is down in Laurel County, where you remember that one fun hardware store. Well, yeah, he's going down down the backwoods. It's a very rural area, very wooded, and he's just driving along. And he's there's no traffic out here, and he's just kind of like he's wondering, he's thinking to himself, and he's just going William, you got yourself in a big pile of shit here, and you're gonna we're gonna talk about this. You're gonna explain exactly what's going on here.
I certainly will, Bill, but you may not believe it.
Oh, he's just shaking his head as he drives deeper into the country, and yeah, he's just keeping to himself now. But again, he's pretty sure. Like you can tell, he's pretty sure. He's already thinking, the Russians are going to invade any second. But yeah, so like okay, as you go deeper into the backwoods, eventually, like there's no like paved road. You're off on like it's just like a dirt road. And yeah, you're going down like this winding dirt road. It's he says like we're getting near his property now. It's way off the grid. Ain't no land developers out here, no malls around here.
What other defenses do you have, Bill, other than the fact of geography and the trees and shit? Do you have fence, a wall, what?
Yeah. So he just kind of grins and says, my property. Yeah, he says, I got a few explosives out in watch your step out in the yard. I got a few treats planted out there in the yard. But he says that his bunker, it's mostly, he was preparing for the bombs, so it's mostly just a defensive bunker for the most part.
Well, that's good to know, Bill. And I'm very surprised you didn't blow off your goddamn fingers.
Oh, let's see. Let me do just a little roll for him for something. All right. Yeah, he just kind of grins and laughs as you're going along here, and you will eventually, like you're coming up now. Like you will obviously see it out the front windshield. Like there's like a little light, in a very small house out in the woods. It looks like it was even like it looks like maybe a very rustic shack, like he built it himself. But yeah, you're getting up to his house now. And he's slowing down as you're carefully going along this dirt path.
So, Bill, how big are these party favors you left out for intruders?
Yeah, he just kind of he looks around and he says, "Oh, nothing, nothing too impressive. Just anyone, any of those Ruskies come stomping across his property. They step wrong, it'll blow their goddamn leg off, and probably take half of them with it.
But I also gotta ask, Bill, are they completely homemade, or do you
Yeah.
still have some interesting army friends?
No, he says it's mostly all of his own making. Although he does, he kind of looks at you and kind of grins, and he says, there's a nice hardware shop he likes to go to. It's he gets some of the things he needs from there.
Hardware store. Wait, little old man give you a good deal on really good shit?
Yeah, so he knows what you're talking about, and he says, old Tom, he's good people. He knows the deal. He knows what's going on, just like I do. He's helping people stay prepared.
Well, he's certainly a fine businessman and gave me a great deal on that surplus scattergun that has served me well thus far.
Yeah. So as he's kind of like, he's slowing the truck down and he's parking it, getting ready to get out. Yeah, he says, William, you you still got it. You're still doing still doing good, still always prepared. That's what he likes. He likes people that are prepared, people that aren't just kind of daydreaming around through life. He's if you can't tell, he's got a little bit of the paranoia, but maybe it's healthy here.
Yeah, I can't really fault him for his paranoia.
So yeah, you're parked. You're there. You're at his little shack now.
Well, I'd pop the door and sort of, grab my murder bag out of the pickup bed and tell him to lead the way.
All right. So just give a quick wits and composure as you're following along. Okay. All the roll agains. So you did good. So as you're following along him, his house isn't the cleanest. It's basically again just it's like a shack that he made with his own hands and furnished it himself. It's typical redneck dwelling, but and there's some like dirty dishes out. The electricity is barely functional. And you can what you'll hear is you'll hear a very loud you can hear a generator basically. So he doesn't live on the city's power grid. He's got his own power going on. And as you kind of get he'll lead you around there's some stairs going down, and as you go down the stairs, it gets much more high tech, if you will. It's like a proper cement fixture. And a very nice big steel door with lots of locks and one very huge locking mechanism. And it says, "Here we are. This is it."
Damn, you weren't kidding. That's quite a door.
Yeah, he's been prepared. He says, as he's kind of he's messing with the door now, kind of, turning the big wheel to, get the door open. He's kind of nodding and saying, he's ever since he got out the army, he knew it was only a matter of time, because his country was going to hell, and if it wasn't the Russians and the Soviets or maybe the Charlies coming back for payback, it was going to be something, right? So he's ready. He was always ready.
Well, let's go inside. I'm sure you got some fine coffee in there, and we'll sit down and we'll have that talk.
All right. So as you get in there, the door finally unseals, and he just kind of swings it open, leaves it open for now. And yeah, so on the inside, it's there are shelves. There's lots. It's a completely cement bunker, and there's several shelves and they're all pretty full of like some non-perishable goods, some perishable stuff up at the front, and all the canned beans you could ever want. But yeah, like further in, there's some medical supplies, and then there's some, there's like a little bunk. There's like there's like just a bunk bed off to the side. A little living area, and he's kind of leading you in there, and then there's one more door. Like there's like a living area, some kind of toilet shower thing, but then he leads you over to another door, and he says, "So, it's probably been a while since you've seen some high grade artillery, since you've seen the good stuff, but prepare to be amazed." He says as he starts opening this door.
Well, I'm ready to be wowed.
So okay, yeah. As he opens up the door, and I guess just from the room, like he's prepared. He's definitely maybe a little bit too prepared, but yeah. As he opens up this door, there's a nice room full of like it's got some there's gun racks, and he's got pistols, varying pistols, shotguns, some nice rifles too, and he even has a few grenades just kind of on display there, and lots of ammo. Like there are many boxes of ammo, just very neatly stacked up. Everything, it's everything you could want basically.
Well, I'd ask him, do you have reloading equipment here as well?
Yeah, well, you'll be able to see like there. Oh God, here it comes. You'll see a workbench to the side and some tools. So yeah, like you can even see there's everything you could need.
And then I'd ask him if any of those rifles I see, any of those have the fun switch.
Yeah, he's just gonna grin and say that if there's anything you could want here, if he doesn't have it, he would be surprised. So basically, you have carte blanche here, like any kind of weapon, it's there.
This bodes well.
Yeah, yeah. And I can't believe it. There's your workbench now. Now use that duct tape, and oh no.
I'm gonna need a chainsaw and a sledgehammer.
Oh no.
Well, I'd commend Bill and say you weren't goddamn kidding. This is quite the stash.
Yeah, so he is he's just gonna kind of stand back, and he loves marveling at his own collection of artillery here. And he says that yeah, he's been ready, he's been preparing, he knew that eventually the shit was gonna hit the fan, and he was not gonna be caught with his pants down.
Well, you are certainly prepared, Bill. And as I say this, I set my stuff outside the door and say, I reckon it's time we had that cup of coffee and talked.
Yeah. So he's gonna take you over to he's got a nice in the living area. There's a little kitchen there. It's very basic, but he's got like a can. But he's not gonna he's gonna go back upstairs and get he's not gonna use the stuff down here. He's gonna use the better stuff he's got upstairs. So yeah, gonna brew that coffee as you do. He's got the supplies.
Well, okay, I'm just waiting on him, or bring coffee, and we'll sit down at a table and start having a talk.
All right. Well, he's gonna come back there, and just kind of because he likes that bunker more than his house, and yeah, he's gonna motion to have a seat, just sit down at the little couch and table that's there. He's got like a little chair, a nice little comfy chair. And he sits down, puts the coffee pot and everything down in the middle, and he just kind of sits back and says, "So, you gonna tell me how you got, what kind of shit are we in here, and how did you get in it?"
Well, I'd sit down and pour myself a cup of coffee and say, I'm going to start at the beginning. I'll try to condense it to only the important points.
Uh,
But I also got to ask you, Bill. You know me. I got to ask you to keep an open mind.
oh, he's just giving you the look, but he's
Okay.
he's just saying go on.
Okay. It started up, a couple weeks ago before the mall incident. I went to work. It was a night like any other bullshit night. Um,
Yeah,
there was a little bit of scuffle that night with some teenage punks, but nothing out of the ordinary.
he's just sipping on his coffee.
I was working a double shift. I close up. I'm going around for a while, and I happen to catch sight of people out on the in the parking lot fucking around. Didn't really think much of it. Called the PD just to have them check on it, and then they broke in. I tried to observe them or see what was up, but it was very strange because the power cut, the phone cut. So I go out and was going to try to scare them off, and then I noticed somebody that was with them was one of the teens I had a problem with earlier that night. And then they shot him, and then it was on. They were all acting really really strangely. I tried to call the PD via CB at the electronics store, and they finally got me pinned in the electronics store, and they had no fear, Bill.
Ooh, yeah, he's kind of like he's gonna kind of set the coffee down for a second, and he's thinking, and he's saying, and he's thinking over what you're saying, and he says, so it was, they were under some kind of control. You mean like they weren't themselves? Maybe it was some kind of experimental drugs. The governments, they're always putting shit in the water supplies. Kind of goes on with that.
Let me continue, Bill. So they didn't seem to have any fear. They tried to break into the electronics store they fucking pinned me in, and they finally got through. And they had me cornered. One of them made the mistake of poking his head through the fucking hole in the door. I took him out right then and there. All his friends saw his head explode like a goddamn melon, and none of them ran. And the rest of the night was just running away from them, trying not to get pinned down. And eventually, I exchanged gunfire with most of them. And from my understanding afterwards, they all died. But the most interesting thing was an interaction I had at the very end with the last one that was left. He was mumbling something in some strange language. And then I ran. I had to get to a phone.
So as you're saying that though, like the moment you mention the strange language, like you can tell Bill is immediately thinking, is it Russian?
No, Bill, it wasn't Russian. I remember what they briefed us on when we were in the fucking army. So after all of that, I get debriefed by the police, etc., etc. Some interesting people show up and have a talk with me.
Ooh,
They
he's
say there's going to be worse things going on at the mall, and since I was so good at handling the initial incident, they would like to employ me. Though employ is sort of a not quite the right word.
so like as you're talking about this, like to interject, because Bill, his head is spinning with all kinds of theories and ideas, and he's like, he's kind of like he's asking like, what was it like, CIA, FBI is some kind of black ops things. Like he's again, his mind is just spinning.
And they were sort of vague about what it was. But it was me and this sort of pasty fella named John. Looked like he worked in office or something. And then this well, I knew she was a girl, but past that I didn't know much. She was wearing full leathers and a biker helmet. Broad goddamn daylight. And we were supposed to go, they gave us a mission brief, etc., etc. We were supposed to go a couple days. Well, that got moved up, and we got woke up at a safe house and sent there that fucking morning. And to condense it, the best way I can describe it, Bill, is some of those Tales from the Crypt comic books some of the boys used to read, or some of the old EC Comics, spooky Tarzan shit. You remember those kind of comics, Bill?
So yeah, he's listening along. He's like, he seems to be all on board, except when you start going into this territory, and then he just kind of he kind of squints his eyes. He's like, what are you talking about, Will?
Well, there was lots of people there, much like the people we ran into tonight. And there was also some real interesting people there in robes chanting. I didn't know why at first. And, well, this is where you're going to have to keep a real open mind, Bill. Because there's a reason I tried to remind you of some of those comic books the boys used to read in basic training and when we were in country. The best way I can describe it is it was a scene out of one of those fucking comic books. The ground literally opened up, and something I don't think mortal men like you and me are ever supposed to see came out of it.
Let me do a little roll for a thing here real quick. Okay, so Bill, like, as he's listening to this, he's just gonna, like, he's just kind of gonna sit back and say, what do I told you not to bullshit me, Will. I told you I wanted the truth on this.
I told you to keep an open mind, Bill, because this is the truth.
Yeah, he says he's willing to believe. He knows about the secret, all the secret Russian spy programs and infiltration, and the mind control satellites. He knows about all that. He believes in that, but he's having a hard time believing all of this voodoo shit, as it were.
But the ground, it opened up, Bill. And something, again, very much that we were probably never meant to see or have in the same fucking plane of existence as us popped out. And you know what, Bill? If we wouldn't have done what we did, if we wouldn't have pulled it together at the last minute, look around you see your bunker, you see everything here, you see the town we just drove through. I don't think any of that would be here.
Yeah, he's having some hard time.
You say voodoo shit. You say voodoo shit. It wasn't voodoo shit, Bill. It was biblical shit. It was world-ending shit. It was everything bad and rage-filled and greedy coming out of the ground to destroy everything.
Ooh, he's so, okay. Like, real quick. Roll a manipulation persuasion. Just and I'm gonna give you a bonus here. +1, because you're doing good. Just to see if get him on board. Let me roll a little counter roll here. Okay, so like, as you're saying this, he's maybe, like, you'll notice he's maybe willing to listen to this now.
And I wouldn't have believed it either, Bill, until I saw it pop out of the goddamn ground.
Yeah, he kind of sits there, and like that coffee is and just letting it go cold.
And then the best part of this, Bill, and even though it was so goddamn pants-shittingly terrifying, the best part of this, Bill, is the girl they sent with me and the pasty fella. She wasn't a specialist in this area, let us say. They basically sent an intern with a cheat sheet or cliff notes. We just barely got it, Bill.
Yeah, he's just sitting back. Just, again, he's having a hard time, but he's listening.
So the intern, let's call her, did the thing. Read from this very old, gnarly looking book and made me draw a circle, which was real interesting to do while this big green, I guess you'd say octopi looking fella was crashing around and breaking shit. But we got it done. And then when she was done with the words, it was the damnedest thing I ever saw. Again, like out of a comic book. It got sucked into a painting. And then she put the painting away and didn't say a goddamn thing about it. And we hustled out of there good and proper.
Oh man, so he's yeah, he's like you talk about the paintings and all. He's having a hard time, but he's he's still like he's like a painting, really, really now.
Well, I'll also tell you, Bill, that same girl, the intern, she moved faster than any of the judo guys or some of the Filipino boxing guys we used to see it and spar with back in the army. And ain't none of them ever morphed their goddamn hands into claws and shredded somebody like they're swinging around a goddamn lawnmower.
Oh, dice rolls. Okay, yeah, he's just looking at you. And he's struggling. He's like, especially when you mention like this girl. He's like he doesn't. He's starting to not believe you again. He's just he thinks maybe you're bullshitting him.
Well, after that, I thought maybe I was done, but nah. Then I get a call to go investigate some things. Some interesting biker fellas. And I sort of sense that you're not believing me, Bill, and I want to give you all the details here. But I think I'm going to be saying some words here soon that are going to take you a bit aback.
So like before you even begin there, you mentioned like the bikers and he so like okay, like he's gonna sit there and he kind of remembers something. He says, wait, because this was this would have been kind of near him, sort of. And he's like, wait, I remember hearing something about it was a lot of crazy shit going on in these old back roads. I remember there was some kind of rowdy gang was tearing their way through here, but last I heard that ended in some kind of firefight with the police or something.
Something like that. So you have heard of it though. You can verify this. You heard something about it. I'm not bullshitting about that.
Yeah, he believes that much. He says, yeah, he heard, he saw the news, but that what's that got to do with you?
Well, my employees were interested in them because they aren't just rowdy. They were serial killers, Bill, going on quite the spree across this region.
Oh, he now like this one. So this one, he says, but he's kind of shaking his head and he's like, wait a minute. The news, the only thing that got reported, was just some property damage, some minor property damage and things like that. What are you talking about now?
Bill, you believe the media lies about some things, right?
Yeah, he says, damn right he does.
Why wouldn't they lie about this? Everyone's got an angle.
Ooh, here we go. Let me scroll a thing real quick. Okay, yeah, he's thinking on it. And he says, he says, well, what's the angle here? Why would they? I know why they lie about the satellites and the space program and all that, but why would they lie about this one?
Have you ever considered that maybe there are all kinds of players in the game you've never even thought of?
Yeah, now he's just kind of squinting. He doesn't know what you're talking about now.
Well, to continue my story, Bill, we were sent to investigate these individuals. And we found some clues. We found a murder scene, burnout car, family got wrecked. It is atrocious. We continue to follow the clues. We found this motel, and there's one bike left in front of it. And a whole bunch of raucous noise and fucking sounds coming out of one of the rooms.
Ooh.
So me and that intern I told you about.
Yeah,
we go to say hello, and by hello, I kick in the door, and there's some
This
biker
part.
guy and his old lady just banging away. And then the minute I'm through the door, I let one of them have it in the back with Double Out Buck. Doesn't do shit, Bill. Doesn't do a goddamn thing. And they were pretty much stark ass naked. And then it gets real, Bill. They spring up and move faster than just about anything I've ever goddamn seen right towards me.
Yeah, he's just shaking his head. He's having he's not like he doesn't seem to, he doesn't believe, someone could take a shot like that to, and just keep on going. He's not on board for this.
Oh, then you're really not going to like the fact that now, granted, it was a graze. But you graze anybody in the side of the head with Double Out Buck, their ear's going to ring. This couple must have taken 4 or 5 loads of buckshot before I took one of them down. And then, because we needed to, have actual witnesses, me and the intern girl had to wrestle one of them to the ground. That didn't really work out, though.
And you left out the part about John getting laid.
He doesn't need to know that.
Yeah. Nobody needs to know that.
And I also got some of the continuity mixed up, but I'm just going with it.
Yeah.
But, I've seen a lot of shit, Bill, and shot at a lot of things and been shot at. I ain't never saw anybody, even wearing a flak jacket, take 2 or 3 rounds of Double Out Buck. And these people certainly weren't wearing flak jackets. And they certainly weren't high on anything I've ever fucking seen. And lastly, I don't think there's any goddamn junkie alive that will turn the dust after you finally rip their goddamn head off with a fucking round of Double Out Buck.
Ooh, here we go, rolling for a thing. We're just doing a little. So okay, like the moment you say that, he's like taken aback. Bill is just taken aback, and he's kind of shakes his head, but he's thinking on it, and he's like, dust, like, well, when you saying, you saying you're out hunting Draculas or something?
Well, Bill, I said to keep an open mind, and some of the next terms coming out of my mouth you may not like very much. I don't really know if they are vampires, Bill, but they are something. They're something that take a hell of a lot of damage and keep on ticking. They are something I've never seen in the sunlight, never been sent to deal with in the sun. They move faster than anything I've ever seen. I don't know what they are, Bill, but they're sure as fuck not human.
Just rolling the thing here. All right, so yeah, he's still kind of he's having a hard time with all of this, but he's gonna kind of he's just gonna reach for that lukewarm cup of coffee, take another sip as he's listening, and he's just gonna he's following along with you, and he's just thinking about it.
Like I said, Bill, I don't know if I call them vampires. I just know they're certainly not human. And you've seen enough shit just like I've seen enough shit. You know what buckshot or a large caliber round will do to a person. You know how truly high and angry someone's got to be to keep going, and you know that'll only take you so far. I would, I would like you, and I know you think all kinds of things about the commies doing stuff and the CIA doing stuff. Do you really think there's any drug or hypnotism out there that will send a man run at you faster than a goddamn tight end of a football team after taking fucking 2 or 3 rounds of double up buck? Think about that, Bill. Really? And then I'd sit back and drink my coffee.
All right, let me do a little roll here for a thing. Okay, so yeah, he's gonna put that coffee cup down, and he's kind of mulling it over in his head, and he says, "Well, sounds like you've you've stepped waist deep in a big pile of bullshit here, William. I don't know about all this. I don't even know what it is, but I think something's going on here, and I don't know what it is. I don't like it. But he says, he's there for you. Whatever's going on, he's got your back."
And, well, that whole firefight with the police and the bikers, that wasn't so much a fight between bikers and the police as it was a fight between bikers and some rather interesting Christian fellas.
So let me do a little just a little memory check for him or something. So he kind of, when you say that, he just kind of thinks, and he's like the only kind of community he knows around here is, he thinks about it, and he's like, wait, you mean the only church around here I know is that the old Dancrest Church, up in Craven County. That but what do they got to do with anything?
Let's say they got some holy fire in them and really love their extracurricular activities.
He's just kind of thinking about that one. Again, he just doesn't know what to make of all this.
But we get there, and me and intern girl, in the midst of quite the fucking firefight. I'd never quite think I'd see fucking stateside. We go inside, and we find the leader of these biker gentlemen. And me and little Miss Intern were able to get him out, but not before I took one center mass, as you saw.
Yeah, he's just nodding his head.
We get away. We take the gentleman to her employers, my employers. And after that, I don't know what happened. And we give it a day or so, and then the pasty fella I told you about, our other team member, he gives us a call and says we should show up at this warehouse. It's very important. We show up. He's there. He's also there with this interesting hippie fella. And then before we even get inside, Wildcard shows up.
Ooh, the wild card.
One of the fellas from Dancrest, who is really unhappy with John and his hippie friend. That started a whole snowball of shit show. But we run inside to try to get cover. And John, that's the name of the pasty fella, he introduces us to his new friend. And you like this, he's a Russian fella. But judging by the huge limo outside, he is certainly not a fucking communist.
But okay, like when the moment you say rush, the moment you go there, Bill just kind of like, he slaps his knees like, I knew it.
Like I said, I don't think he's a communist, Bill. Not with the huge limo I saw outside and his very expensive silk pajamas. But I'll condense some of what happened in the warehouse. The fellow from Dawncrest was actually rather helpful. He took out most of this fella's hired muscle. And then to try to get me and intern and even John out, I may or may not have, kicked the hippie fella out from behind cover. And then tried to take off running. Because the fella from Dawncrest, he only wanted the hippie fella. Though he probably would like to have some words with me, but it wasn't pertinent at the time. And I guess John took offense to that. That's how I got the leg wound.
Oh man, yeah. Bill is he's looking down at your leg and saying some some cubicle worker, some pasty nerd did that to you.
Everyone gets one. We exchanged fire and he got it pretty bad, but he must have quite some medical help there because I saw him pop up as me and our intern girl were leaving. And then we go back to our employers and do the debrief, and there's probably going to be a gigantic shit show in Ashfield, probably a gigantic shit show. And now I called you, you fixed my leg, and here we sit.
So yeah, Bill, let me do a little roll here. He's kind of sipping on it. He's taking that coffee again, taking a quick sip, and he's gonna just calmly set it back down, and he's gonna say, "Well, that's quite a story there." Again, he's thinking about it, and he says, "So what? I don't know about all this. I don't know what to think on it." But you say there's gonna be, you say the shit's gonna hit the fan soon, huh? You say something's going down in that town.
Oh yes, it seemed very serious. The intern girl, when she talked to our boss, he now has to talk to his bosses. You remember how that whole chain of command bullshit works? You know it's gonna be serious.
Yeah, he's kind of thinking on it, and he's kind of saying, well, I don't know what all this means, all of it, but if what you're saying is true, now we need to get prepared. We need to, what are we gonna do about this?
Well, I need some time to heal, but we need to go talk to that interesting old man at the good hardware store. And I also might have a list for you to take to just a regular old hardware store. I'm going to need some chemicals.
Oh yeah, he kind of nods. He knows all about the chemicals. Them explosions. And he kind of, he agrees to this. He's gonna, he's your good friend. He's gonna agree to it, and he's gonna help you to do whatever you need to do. So you've got him on board. You've successfully gotten him on board.
Good. He's not a fellow I wanted to exchange gunfire with.
Yeah. But okay, like, man, I feel like that was like a clip show moment right there, before the big season finale. But all right, so what I'll say here is you've got him on board. You're in a good spot here, and I think so. Okay, here's what I want to do. Like, you want to do some preparation, some serious hard preparation. I think as far as the story goes, I think this is a good point to kind of like leave the story here so we don't get too far ahead.
I agree. And as far as like actually preparations, like the crunchy bits of that, like the making of explosives.
Yeah, we can do that with dice rolls. We can sum it up.
And I was also going to say, if we can do that before next session or during next session.
Well, actually, like, the way I'd like to do it is, since you're kind of in a versus situation here with Drumstick, like, I think we'll do it off camera. Like, we'll do it before the session off camera.
That's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah, that way it'll be a surprise.
Well, yeah, so I was going to say sort of do it like a LARP where you do shit just by the storyteller to witness you rolling dice so he knows you're not fudging.
Yeah, that's how I like to do things. Like I call that off-camera rolls, or off-screen rolls, as it were.
Drumstick said something in chat a little while ago. I need to come back to it. No, sir, yeah. Demon Boy badass would not be much more appropriate. If your Russian friend wouldn't have been there to blood heal you after the center mass shot, you would have bled out through the rest of combat.
Yeah, oh man, like, and now, like, so now that we're post session here, I gotta say, like, to reflect back on that whole situation, there's maybe other ways. Like, I've already said it before, but like, the way Drumstick's character John is going, like, if he just bled out and died, like, the thing is he's like, if he wasn't, no vampire to save him, like, he would have, like John's going to hell. Like, there's no way around that. John is not just gonna, he's not just gonna die and, no, he's dying and he's going straight to the inferno.
I saw this episode of Supernatural, what?
But yeah, like, the way that hell gates keep popping open, who knows, that could have gone in a whole different direction.
A whole bunch of clawback from hell. I understand this.
Well, he already did it once. John did it once, kind of. He wasn't there for long, but he did that once. So he's got experience.
Saw some shit, did some things. And I can feel your salt, Drumstick. It tastes so good.
It's an interesting situation, the game. It's an interesting way. So, like, okay, like, we've had the nice clip show recap of the story so far. Set whatever music you want to that. But like, the way the story is going here, we have a definite versus situation. That's not the way I wanted things to go initially, but players, dice, things happen. And I'm very interested to see where this goes. I'm like the next game, which so Drumstick's character, like, there's some things Drumstick wants to do, he'll probably want to do, and I'll do those all as like off-screen roles, because the things his character would need to do now, like, they can be more easily summed up by that. And he has this whole demon army at his disposal. Well, not at his disposal, but they're friendly to him. So he's got his own resources going on. Be interesting to see where it goes.
Oh yes, and I'm all about off-screen stuff because I want to be surprised and I want him to be surprised.
Yeah, like, I'll sit him down and we'll do, like, we'll sum up, because, like, I'm trying to think how much time passed here. Like, you went the day, like, one full day basically passed. So, like, we'll do, like, his full day off screen, and he'll have some surprises for you, I'm sure.
My body is ready.
All right, so yeah,
I'm healed and surrounded by fucking weaponry and a workbench.
Gotta have that workbench. So, yeah. Oh, and look at Drumstick. Wait till that salt gets in your wounds. Oh.
My leg is getting better now. This is why it pays to have old army buddies.
Yeah, see, look, and that's another thing. I'm so glad it finally came around, like that merit has been just sitting on your character sheet since the beginning of the game, and it's so nice to see it come back and actually get used.
Indeed. And I wish, it's a little bit harder in, like, World of Darkness, especially as a human, to have some, like, overreaching character goal, which is supposed to be helpful for RP. It is.
Yeah.
But, yeah, with some of the way shit's been going now, like, I feel that William has, like, motivation and a goal. I mean,
That's why I chose to fucking not shoot the grandma and the 8-year-old.
Yeah, that would have been an instant morality check right there. But
I like how being lawful good in this system is the real edgy.
Oh, I know. Like, isn't it kind of weird? Like, if this was like, if this was D&D, you'd just be murder hoboing your way through everything. Battle axe to the head.
Oh yeah, this was D&D or anything else, I would have been, hey, fuck it.
Yeah, but like that's what John did. Yeah, that's the way that character went. It's like he was just an office worker, but then now he's suddenly in league with demons, taking vampire blood. Just shooting his friends. Like that's standard. That's like standard operating procedure in World of Darkness. Like actually going the lawful good, like being the paladin is actually the that's kind of the outlier in World of Darkness.
This is gonna be a good time.
So yeah, I think we're good here. I'll try to do some off-screen stuff with Drumstick, get him caught up, and real quick here. I usually do this off-screen, but like I'm pretty confident in the numbers, so let's just kind of do some EXP here on your character sheet. I want to show you what you've won. So, like, what you've won. So you get 3 EXP just for completing the adventure. I give, like, a base 3 EXP just for time passing, Okay, in addition, I'll say you were pretty smart with the fire extinguisher. You managed to not kill anyone. So I'm going to give you a moral victory bonus there. So that's an extra 1 point of EXP. And, yeah, like, there wasn't really a whole lot else going on to tally up, but I'd say 4 EXP in total, so you got 10 EXP now, overall.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I like how, like, when it comes to giving out EXP in World of Darkness, the book pretty much says the storyteller can do whatever the fuck they want, but, like, it's very, like, it's supposed to be slow, like, you level up very slowly, but, like, I like how it doesn't matter how many people you kill. Like, you don't, it's not per kill or per quest. It's, it's kind of just things you do during the story. And that's how you get your EXP. I like that.
Fuck yeah. I have no idea what I want to put it into.
Well, I don't know, like, we'll do that off screen sometime also, so, make it a surprise, if you get any new skills.
Thank you for letting me know how much so I have time to think about it.
Yeah, because, EXP chart is in the book, probably on the same page as character creation, but, yeah, like, just kind of think on that, and, I think we're good. Got a good, 2-hour, 12-minute session in there, so, I'm happy about that. I guess, we'll just kind of, next game will be Saturday, and it'll all come together. We are preparing. So, like, if the kind of clip show recap story there, that doesn't let you know, we're preparing for some kind of big season finale here of the tabletop sessions. And who knows, like, it might just be business as usual, or, everybody might fucking die. The city might burn to the ground. We don't know. It can go either way. It's gonna get fun.
You got a pyromancer and someone that's good with explosives. PvP situation. Things are going to get wrecked.
Oh yeah. So, man, thanks for showing. Thanks, our one viewer
for running a game on fucking Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Thankfully, no family coming by. That was averted.
Yeah, it was a perfect day for me because my roommate left, so it's like super quiet, and I can be a naughty boy and smoke in the house, which is nice.
Nice. Good Thanksgiving. That's everybody. And merry World of Darkness Thanksgiving.
Good question. The big question is, it's only 2:30, like my time, which means whatever your time. What are you gonna do now?
Well, not too sure. Like, I don't know, the stream, like, I usually, on tabletop days, I usually cut the stream short, give me some time to relax. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm gonna kill the stream, and, again, everybody, thanks for showing up, get the fuck out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here. So, stream over.